Welcome back, friends. Before we dive into this unforgettable story, make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments. What did you take from it? What stayed with you? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a drop. Now let's begin. The wind howled outside the hospital like some wounded animal, dragging streaks of rain across the windows in long, shivering lines. In a sterile white room, under cold fluorescent lights, Naomi James blinked herself awake. Every movement stung, the 4 in her arm, the stitches beneath her gown, and the unrelenting ache in her chest that had nothing to do with the surgery. The room reeked of antiseptic and silence. She couldn't tell if she was alive or trapped in a limbo between memory and mourning. Her lips were dry. All she could taste was copper and grief. The last thing she remembered before the anesthesia took hold was Malik's hand. Cool, steady, wrapped gently around hers. But that hand wasn't there now. The TV on the wall droned on about a sports scandal no one in the room cared about. Nurses floated in and out like clockwork angels, barely meeting her eyes. Her phone sat untouched on the tray beside her, screen dark. Malik was supposed to be here. He promised he'd be here. They had survived so much together. 3 miscarriages, job losses, the kind of family drama that could fracture a soul. And every time, they made a vow to show up for one another. That's what he'd said just a week ago, lips pressed to her temple as he whispered, "This is just a bump, baby. You're my beginning and end." But this room, this silence, it smelled more like betrayal than recovery. She woke again after midnight, her throat raw, a paper cup of water waiting like a ghost of compassion. Her side ached, but it was the absence of Malik that split her open inside. The only warmth in that room came from the memory of his voice, and it was fading fast. She pressed the call button. When the door opened, it wasn't Malik. It was her brother Donovan, holding a bag of barbecue chips and wearing the face of someone who just cleaned up a mess he didn't cause. Naomi tried to sound casual. "Where's Malik?" Donovan paused, jaw clenched. He didn't look at her when he said it. "He left. Said he had something to take care of. Gave me your house keys. I brought your stuff." Her mouth went dry. Something to take care of. What could possibly matter more than this? "You need rest," Donovan added gently. "We'll talk tomorrow." But Naomi didn't rest. She scrolled through her phone. Nothing from Malik. No missed calls. No text. Just a stale group chat ping from her old college crew, and she left it unread. Day 2, Donovan brought her a milkshake. Day 3, a wig to cover her hospital hair. But Malik, not a flower, not a whisper, just an empty silence that throbbed louder than her healing wounds. When she was discharged, Donovan wheeled her out into the damp afternoon. It was still raining but softly now, as if the world was trying to apologize. Back home the air felt colder. Malik's scent was gone from the hallway. His toothbrush was missing from the sink. In the bedroom their photo from Tulum gone. His clothes, his sneakers, vanished. On the fridge a note was taped. Just one line in his quick, impatient handwriting. "You'll be fine. Please don't call." Her knees buckled. She slid to the kitchen floor, curling around the note like it was a wound. The quiet wrapped around her like a weighted blanket stitched with heartbreak. That first week she floated through a fog. Donovan checked in daily. Her friend Kia dropped off soup and gossip, mostly about Malik, but Naomi barely heard it. She went through the motions. Showered. Toast. Pretended to care. Once she called him. Straight to voicemail. His Instagram had gone private. His Facebook showed a new profile picture. Malik in a tailored suit, barefoot on a beach. No caption. It was Kia, blunt as ever, who finally delivered the final blow. "Girl," she said. "He's in Atlanta. With her. The lawyer chick from Buckhead." Naomi's fingers froze on the soup spoon. "My cousin saw them at Lenox Square. Holding hands. Shopping for rings." Naomi's stomach twisted. But she didn't cry. The pain had evolved past tears, into silence, into absence. She stopped answering texts. Let her phone die. She didn't eat, didn't speak, just stared at the ceiling, wondering what kind of woman gets left after surgery. What kind of man walks away like that? Donovan finally dragged her outside to the backyard and shoved a coffee mug into her hands. "You gonna let this destroy you?" he asked. Naomi said nothing. "You've always been the strong one," he continued. "Even Mama knew it. Malik doesn't get to write your ending." She wanted to believe him, but she didn't know where to start. 2 weeks after the surgery, an envelope arrived in the mail. Court filing. Malik was divorcing her. Irreconcilable differences. Just ink on paper like it hadn't even happened to her. She held the document to her chest and let the cold reality settle in. He was gone. Not metaphorically. Not spiritually. Legally. At night, she dreamed of him walking away into a crowd. His back disappearing into strangers. But one morning, something inside Naomi cracked. Not like glass but like thunder. She booked a ticket to Atlanta. Packed a suitcase. She wasn't going for closure. She was going for truth. The July heat in Georgia was mean, heavy, unforgiving. She checked into a small hotel near Peachtree Street. Wore her sharpest wig, biggest sunglasses, and a red dress that defied her sorrow. She stalked Malik's digital footprints. Tag photos. Mentions. Locations. She waited. And then there they were. Outside a courthouse. Malik and the woman. Her hair was flawless, her smile polished. A massive ring sparkled on her hand. Malik looked lighter. Like betrayal suited him. Naomi watched from inside her rental car, nails digging into her palm. She didn't confront him. She didn't need to. The truth was right in front of her. Back at the hotel, Naomi stared at herself in the mirror. Her face was leaner, her eyes colder. She touched the scar under her collarbone and realized. She hadn't just been left. She'd been cut loose. But not broken. She flew home the next morning and texted her brother. "I'm back. I'm done." Then she got to work. Naomi had always been sharp. Strategic. She poured her days into spreadsheets, contracts, and calls to advisors Malik never even knew existed. Behind closed doors she was calculating. Restructuring assets. Building something new. Everyone thought she was grieving. But she was reloading. Malik, meanwhile, flaunted his new life. Startup. Lavish parties. Flashy cars. No clue he was burning through money faster than he could fake success. And Naomi let him. She let him believe he'd won. Then, in early September, the business world exploded. Mystery investor acquires Novatech in billion-dollar buyout. Kinnan. Forbes. Black Enterprise. Everyone asked. Who was behind the takeover? Then came the press conference in Atlanta. A woman in a steel gray power suit stepped to the microphone. Boys. Dangerous. Good morning. My name is L.J. Monroe. I'm the new CEO of Novatech. The crowd blinked. But Naomi Noel stood tall. She had changed her name. Her life. Her legacy. Malik saw the broadcast from the condo he could no longer afford. His startup was dead. His accounts nearly empty. He called her. Disconnected. Emailed. Bounced back. He begged through friends. Through Kia. Through Donovan. No one gave him access. He was now exactly what he made her feel. Invisible. Naomi built an empire. She hired brilliant minds. Black women from Spelman. Tech wizards from Oakland. Designers from Harlem. She didn't just survive. She transformed. And every time she walked into her office, her heels echoed like thunder. She didn't look back. She wasn't someone's wife anymore. She was the storm. If this story hit you in the heart, share it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about power, healing, and rising from the ashes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more true-to-life stories that change you. Until next time.